I'll be the first to admit, I'm not sure if running complements competitive bodybuilding.
Let me reassure you this. It doesn't. It's not good. It's not helping you in the slightest. Coach Greg, and in today's video, Nick Bare is selfish. His family deserves better. You're thinking, Coach Greg, you're a hater. I'm quoting him.
For me to choose to do a bodybuilding show was very selfish.
His words, not mine.
But at this point in my life, my wife and my daughter, they deserve better.
And so he's been prepping for a bodybuilding competition, decided to compete earlier, to lower his calories even more and get the contest over with. And so essentially, he's starving himself on 1,800 calories a day. He can't sleep. He's suffering immensely. He says this is the last show he's ever going to do. So we're going to watch the video, explain what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, and what can you all learn from this.
So my current calories are 1,800 a day. I'm still losing at a pretty aggressive pace.
And so let's pause it right there. First mistake, he's losing body fat too aggressively, too fast. And you know what the result of this is going to be? He's going to lose muscle, of which he explains that that's exactly what's happening. Any good coach or any athlete should be monitoring their progress on a weekly basis to decide, hey, am I losing weight too quickly? My calories too low? Perhaps I need to add in a cheat day. That's what it's for. That's why we monitor progress. But no, I'm Nick Bare. I'm just going to lose weight faster than last time. I'm going to go for 5-mile runs 7 days a week and hope my physique looks amazing.
If you're not dieting or planning to do a show, I wouldn't suggest or even recommend dropping calories this low.
And so I'm glad to see that he says, listen, if you're watching this video, unless you're a bodybuilder, don't ever cut your calories this low. And even if you are, you shouldn't. The guy's running 5 miles a day. He's a 200-pound marathon runner. And so why do all that running? You're already as lean as you said you wanted to be. And so why are we cutting this aggressively?
I don't feel great. But to get as lean as I want and need to be, that's just part of the process.
Shocker! Would any of you feel great on 1,800 calories with single-digit body fat as a 200-pound man? Of course not!
1,805 calories, 235 grams of protein, 115 grams of carbs, and 45 grams of fat.
And so in a day, he's eating 235 grams of protein. That's a lot. 115 grams of carbs, 45 grams of fat. And so, of course, he's flat. He's going to have no energy. It's going to be very difficult to sleep. The reason for that, his carbohydrate intake is far too low. When you're running 5 miles a day and training with weights on top of that, you're going to have absolutely no energy. And you are, in fact, for certain going to lose muscle. And even if you're on performance-enhancing drugs, very difficult to build muscle at only 1,800 calories a day. To build muscle, your body needs 3 things: energy, protein, and water. And so if it doesn't have the energy, where's it getting energy? 1,800 calories a day, 5-mile runs, going to the gym, an hour and a half workouts. How would you possibly build muscle? And so the problem is the body is going to use up, burn off muscle tissue for energy. It doesn't want you to die, it wants the heart to keep beating, wants you to be able to think. And so the net result of a diet like this, muscle loss. Now, if I were coaching, the first thing I would do is get rid of the 5-mile runs and do a lower impact form of cardio, perhaps incline walking or riding a bike. Next, I would up his calories by 500 to 1,000. That's right. That is a lot. But he's already at 7.5%. He says he only plans to drop slightly below 7%. He's got 3 weeks to do it. And so why are we starving ourselves? The result of this is he's going to lose a ton of muscle, some fat, sure, but he's going to look flat, stringy on stage. He thinks he's going to fix it during peak week. Oh, I'm just going to carb up. You can't carb up the muscle that's already been lost.
Fatigue has set in for sure. It's harder to maintain intensity throughout these workouts.
And so as you can see, 7.5% body fat looks very lean. Upper body looks amazing. However, his legs a little bit on the small side, and that is a result of all the running. But he's competing in men's physique, and so he doesn't need to show off his legs. But if you're competing in classic physique or bodybuilding or want to have a balanced physique, top to bottom, front to back, you certainly don't want to do all of this running, as running plays a major toll. It causes you to overtrain and the body cannot repair and recover. Your legs are going to downsize and you certainly won't have a balanced physique.
Usually I'll start with all back and then I'll move into biceps at the end. In today's workout, I'm doing half my back workout and then arms.
And so if you're trying to maximize your training, it's not a good idea to train half of your back followed by biceps and then finishing the other half of your back after. You don't want to train your biceps before finishing your back because you don't want your bicep strength to limit your ability to finish your back workout. You're only as strong as your weakest link, and if you pre-fatigue your biceps before training back, you won't be able to get as great of a back workout as if you were training fresh. But it's 19 days out for him. He's running on fumes, trying to find the motivation to get through a workout. And so you got to do what you got to do to get through a workout. And so if he wants to split up his back in half, do biceps and finish off with back, is it really going to matter?
It doesn't matter!
And so he's doing the best he can to get through a grueling workout. He's fatigued, tired, has no energy. He's starving himself. And so, well, we got to forgive him on this one.
Like when they say bodybuilding is 24/7, it really is. Especially the deeper you get into a prep closer to step one on stage.
And so what's harder, training for a marathon, Ironman, or bodybuilding? Hands down, bodybuilding, of course it is.
Bodybuilding.
100%.
Bodybuilding.
You don't even gotta think about it.
Bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding is 24/7. You are always thinking about your next meal, training, trying to get the energy to stand up, to turn your head, to look over traffic, to not stare at that girl in the gym for more than 1 second. It's a living nightmare. Even when it's time to go to bed, you can't sleep. And so what's harder? The hardest sport in the world? It's bodybuilding.
I'm thinking about food. I'm thinking about a training session, getting through the training session. I'm thinking about keeping my energy high enough throughout the day just to make it through the day. Sleep and being able to fall asleep.
And seeing as bodybuilding is the most difficult sport in the world, I certainly hope you're using all natural supplements possible. Of course, some are going to use PDs, but if you're natural, you certainly want to use GO2 Max, the main ingredient, NMN, going to boost your cardio so you can go harder than last time, burn more calories and more body fat. And when you get shredded, your testosterone levels, they're certainly going to go down. That's what G-Test is for, gonna boost your natural testosterone levels. And of course, you're trying to build maximum muscle. You want to use Ecti Builder. You can't sleep. Of course, you can get Delta sleep. Get better sleep than friggin' last time. And forget sexy time. You're lucky to even get it harder than last time. That's why harder than last time is a supplement you need in your repertoire. And of course, we got pre-workout stims, pre-workout pumps, protein bars, creatine, beta-alanine, so many supplements. Click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off. This is going to help you to get leaner than last time.
So in that sense, I have a lot of respect for people who do this sport year after year after year, because it's a lot.
And so it is a lot. I competed natural 42 times. Imagine doing this 42 times. It's a nightmare. I can't believe I did it. After that, competed 17 times enhanced. Doesn't get any easier. Yeah, you get bigger. Yes, you get leaner. But every time you compete, whether you're natural or enhanced, it's a nightmare. And even if you're on HRT, if you continue to diet, trying to maintain single-digit body fat, your life, it's going to be a nightmare. And so I beg you, I urge you, 15% body fat. It's lean enough. To get any leaner than that for most people, it's going to be difficult. You are, in fact, going to suffer. Unless you have naturally very lean genetics, you're one of the lucky ones, you can do it. But for most people, even getting to 10%, that is extremely difficult to maintain.
And I believe bodybuilding, training for physique, is a very selfish goal in sport.
When you're dieting and suffering to this extent, it becomes a very selfish sport. You can't give back to others. Bodybuilding, the diet, cardio, training, it's on your mind 24/7. Even when you try to sleep, it's on your mind. And so because of that, he felt guilty and said, I'm just going to get it over with. I'm going to further decrease my calories, get shredded, compete nearly a month earlier.
Accomplish the event, step on stage, but limit the selfishness that I am displaying for my wife and for my daughter.
And I can speak from experience. When I dieted to this extent, life was hard. I was a school teacher. It was very difficult to show up to work and be present the way I wanted. Hard to think. You have brain fog. Your testosterone levels are lower. And so everything becomes a living nightmare. And so if you watch many of my videos, you keep seeing me preaching 15% body fat. Most people think, oh, that Coach Greg, he's such an asshole. He wants people to get shredded. He tells you to gain, get shredded, stay shredded the rest of your life. I, in fact, preach the opposite. I preach health, balance, 15% body fat, not to overreach. And so Nick Bare, he gets it. Perhaps he has your dream physique. You're looking at Nick Bare and saying, I wish I could look like that. Does he look happy? At 7.5%, does he look like he likes what he's doing? He's cutting the diet short, gonna get it over with in 3 short weeks. These last 3 weeks, they're gonna be a nightmare. Not only for him, for his family, everyone. And so if you do want to embark on this journey, remember this. It is not going to be easy. And if you think you can maintain a physique like this in the off season, you're freaking joking with yourself. Of course he can't do it. Well, he could if you want to lose all the ones that love you, change your personality, change into a new person, develop body dysmorphia, eating disorders, and so on. And so let this be a lesson to you. Bodybuilding is for the chosen few. But health, fitness, working out, doing cardio, that is for everyone.
Probably gonna be my last bodybuilding show that I ever do for that reason. But at this point in my life, my wife and my daughter, they deserve better.
And so remember, getting that physique of your dreams, it comes with a price. The price being you have to be selfish. You can't be the same person that you were. It's impossible to get down to this kind of shreds and not have it change you.
One thing that I started experiencing is trouble sleeping.
And listen, many of you are probably thinking, yeah, it's trend insomnia. He's in trend and so he can't sleep. Trust me, even when you're natural, you can't sleep. When I got deep into my prep, I was lucky to sleep 3 hours a day. It is a nightmare. Sleep becomes your enemy. And the reason for this, your cortisol levels are elevated. Your body is trying to keep you up. It's thinking fight or flight. You are starving. You need to wake up and go hunt for berries, hunt for an animal, do something to provide nutrients for this body. You are literally starving. We're not going to let you sleep. Why would we want you to sleep? Go and hunt. Get some food. And the only way to get back to normal, you got to eat. Got to reduce the cardio, eat more, increase your body fat percentage. And once you get back to a normal body fat percentage, you then hope you can be normal. Many people, they go back to their old body weight. They develop body dysmorphia. They remember how lean they were at the show. And they think, oh, I'm fat now. They're at 15% body fat and feel fat. When for the most part, the rest of the world, they feel lean at 15%.
Went to bed around 10 p.m., woke up at 1, 3, 4, and I kind of laid in bed from 4 until I woke up at 5.
And so I made videos in the past saying if I had to choose between a fat burner and a sleep aid when doing a bodybuilding show, I would choose the sleep aid. Oh, Coach Reg, he makes no sense. What do you think would be of more benefit to Nick Bare right now? A fat burner or something to help him sleep?
We'll do what we got to do. So I'm going to get some work done this morning, and then we're going for a run.
And so he's off for his 5-mile run, which takes him just under 40 minutes. And you're thinking, that's not a lot of cardio. It's only 40 minutes. The average person with this amount of body fat would not be jogging. They would be walking. It would probably take them an hour and 20 minutes to burn the same number of calories. And so even though he's only doing 40 minutes of cardio a day, it's at a very fast pace. This is a marathon runner. And so in reality, it's kind of like doing an hour and 20 minutes a day. But here's the deal. It'd be way better for him to slow this pace down and walk for an hour and 20 than to run fast for 40 minutes. And why do I say that? Because the running leads to overtraining. It's breaking down his muscle fibers in his quads, going to make it harder to recover, and so his legs, they're going to get smaller. But if you do easier, moderate pace, steady state cardio, not running, perhaps bike riding, stepper, the elliptical, something where it's not weight bearing, it's a lot easier for your body to recover. If you run for 5 miles and wake up the next day, do it again, and expect to do your squats, leg presses, and so on, forget about it. You're not going to train as effectively.
I'll be the first to admit, I'm not sure if running complements competitive bodybuilding.
Let me reassure you this. It doesn't. It's not good. It's not helping you in the slightest. How many Mr. Olympia competitors are out going for runs? Zero ever.
We've shown through the hybrid build that you can run and put on size, strength, and muscle.
Yeah, you can run, put on size, strength, and muscle if you're a beginner, perhaps an intermediate, or if you're in a calorie surplus, you go from doing a lot of running to less running, adding in weightlifting, of course you can. But if you're at an elite level already, you have a lot of muscle and you add in running, or you lower your calories, you're in a deficit and you're running every single day, of course you're not gonna put on muscle. And so of course it's detrimental to bodybuilding.
If we would have chose a different cardio option, maybe something a little bit lower intensity, less stressing on the body.
Cycling, elliptical, stepper, literally every single other form of cardio I can think of, as in running is the worst one you can do. For bodybuilding, of course.
So meal number 1 of the day is 430 grams of egg whites with some Frank's buffalo hot sauce, and I just threw these in the microwave.
And so think of it, this is what he's doing on his diet. He wakes up and runs 5 miles and then has his breakfast. It's 430 grams of egg whites with some hot sauce on it. That's it. Does that make sense, people? Does that sound like a diet that anyone should follow, whether it's a bodybuilder or not? Of course not. Now, if it were peak week, something like that, I could see this for a couple days to carb deplete. But this is a horrible way to diet for a bodybuilding competition.
7.5% body fat. Total mass, 201.9 pounds. Lean tissue, 178.6 pounds.
And so he weighs 201.9 pounds. Remember, he was 195 in the morning. And so he's gained 7 pounds since then. And so when you do a Dexa scan, it doesn't know how much water you've actually drank. And so it clocks him in at 7.5% body fat, but it's overestimating his amount of lean mass. And why is that? Because he's drank 7 pounds of water. You watch his breakfast, he had just over 200 calories from protein. And so the rest of this weight, it has to have come from water. He woke up 195, he's now about 202. If he wanted to fool the DEXA scan even more, make him look like he's gained a lot of muscle, he could drink even more water. Or imagine if he had a refeed day, had 1,000 grams of carbs, a lot of water and sodium, he could quite easily weigh in at 210 pounds. DEXA scan would say, wow, you put on 8 pounds of muscle this week. What did you do? Well, I ate some carbs and water. It's simply guessing based on your body weight and doing an estimate of your body fat percentage. It doesn't actually know if you gained or lost muscle.
I said originally that I wanted to be in that 6 to 7% range, and we probably will drop down into that 6 to 7% range.
And so consider this, he's at 7.5% body fat. His goal is to get under 7%. He's currently in a daily deficit of well under 1,000 calories. And so in a week, he should lose approximately 2 pounds of fat or 1% body fat. He's 19 days out. And so in a matter of 1 week, he should be well within his goal. But yet it's 19 days out. And he states, I'm already as lean as I want to be. And so why are you cutting your calories this low? Why are you doing this? You need to cut out your running and increase your calories and try to slowly lose the weight. To lose 1% body fat when you're 200 pounds, you need to burn off 7,000 calories. He has 19 days to do this. And so there's no rush. He shouldn't be dropping his calories this low, unless, of course, his goal is to be sub 5%. But if he did this, he'd probably be well under 190, look very flat, small. And so my advice, eat more. You're lean enough. You look great. There's no reason to suffer to this extent. You've done enough. You've proven yourself. Get into the show and get fuller than last time.
I've gotten pretty much as lean as I want to get.
His words, not mine. I'm not making this up. But remember, when you're suffering to this extent on this few calories, you can't really think straight. And so perhaps he doesn't know what to do at this point. My advice, if you're dieting to do a show, get a coach. You need a second pair of eyes to let you know, hey, you don't need to keep dieting. You don't need to cut calories to 1,800.
I mean, when I wake up in the morning, I feel very depleted and very flat, because I am right now, because my daily carbohydrate intake is 115 grams.
Why don't you increase your carb intake from 115 to 215? 400 extra calories. You really think that's going to make the difference between you being able to compete or not? It's quite literally going to make you train harder, faster, more energy, sleep better, and you'll actually look better come showtime. It's not whoever eats the fewest amount of calories that wins a show, it's whoever looks the best. And there comes a point of diminished returns, and less is not more. You can't just think the less food I eat, the better I'm going to look. You have to eat a certain minimum threshold to allow yourself to have the energy to keep moving forward. And for a 200-pound man doing weights and running 5 miles a day, 18, never enough. That's right, never would that ever be enough. Let me know in the comment section, what did you think of my analysis? Should he get a coach? Should he eat more? Should he perhaps contact Coach Greg? I certainly would help him out. Let him know exactly what to do. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm, watch the tube loops, and of course, you want to get harder than last time supplements, click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off. The cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, that Circle Diet book, my life's work, how to lose weight and keep it off. You got to get the book. Click the link in the description. Also, free diet and training program. You enter your name, email address, bam, you got over 50 freaking pages. It's amazing. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette IB Pro, and until next time, I am out.